Welcome back. In this, I'll be giving you a very brief history, not a complete history, but very brief of how Microsoft 365 changed. It's currently known as Microsoft 365, but it was initially known as Office 365. And I have a document here that gives us a 10-year view of how Microsoft 365 had evolved. And I just opened up this image on this page. So here's the thing. In 2010, Office was announced. Office 365 actually was announced, and prior to that, the way you could get Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint was by purchasing it on a CD plate, and you get it shipped down to you, and then you get it installed on your machine. And updates were available, I think, once every 3 years. Statistically, it takes an average person about 3 years to change their PC. So Microsoft worked with that timeline and decided to release updates once every 3 years. So it was not very convenient, and it was somewhat a slow pace. So it meant if you purchase a PC today, to get an update of Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint and all of that, you need to hold on for 3 years, and 3 years was a very long time. And if you had an issue with any of the versions on your machine, the option you were left with was to get a lower version and then wait until there was a fix. It wasn't very convenient. And in 2010, there was an announcement for Office 365. So by definition, Office 365 or Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based subscription service that gives you access to all of the Microsoft 365 applications. Now here's the thing, Microsoft and 365 were initially known as Office 365. So Office 365 meant that Office 365 days in a year, you could get an update at any point, and work will always be done on these applications to make them better. So Office 365 was Office, the initial name for the suite of tools that Microsoft had, and then 365 indicated that every time in the year there's always going to be an upgrade, so you can just choose to push the upgrade to yourself at any point. And then it was moved to Microsoft 365, which now indicated that Microsoft owned the application and you're always going to be getting an upgrade. So in a nutshell, Microsoft 365 indicates Microsoft, the owner of the organization, and then 365 indicating that updates will always be available. Although this document starts from 2013, the announcement for Office 365 was sometime in 2010, and then in 2011 it was made available for users. So you could get all of these applications if you purchase the home premium version of Office 365. You get all of these applications and a SkyDrive space of 20 gigabytes. And the first mobile app that was available wasn't for Windows or for Android, it was for the iPhone, and it was in 2013. And it had Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint. Of course, these were the most basic applications that were in use at that time. Fast forward to 2014, SkyDrive was changed to OneDrive. So SkyDrive and OneDrive basically are the same thing, just that the name was changed from SkyDrive to OneDrive. And OneDrive is the storage for Microsoft 365. So there was an iPad version that came out sometime in 2014 as well, and there are a whole lot of things that came out in that same year. In 2015, Outlook was launched for Android and iPhones. So it was in that same January of 2015 that Android got the versions of Word and Excel for their mobile phones, and that was about 7-8 months after the launch for iPhones. So a whole lot of upgrades came up, and yes, there was OneDrive, but OneDrive was a storage. It was a place where you just go keep your files, and then you need to download them and make use of them. But in 2017, you could work directly on OneDrive. You could work on your files while they are directly on OneDrive. You didn't need to download them before you had them. So that's what on demand means. Files on demand means that those files are just there. You could just have an Explorer, and let me give you an instance of what on demand means. You click on your file Explorer. If you're on a Windows machine, you would find these icons here. These are OneDrive. So in OneDrive, you can just click on any one of these and use those files directly on the Explorer. If you need to edit them, you could edit them without having to download them onto your machine, so it syncs automatically. Okay, so there was a major upgrade in 2018. Office 365 home version could now accommodate up to 6 users, and that was a major thing because initially you could just get one license for yourself, and then that would be it. You need any other license for your family, you get another license. So the whole idea of this would be, in my opinion, a father, a mother and 4 kids. So the home premium version, I'm not saying that's what it was meant for, but logically that's how it was meant to be used. In 2019, the to-do list app came out, and in 2020 all of the applications were bundled into one app called the Office application, which meant that you could just download the Office app and everything else would come with the Office application. Teams was now pulled out from the whole Microsoft 365 applications to be a standalone app. So up to date, you don't get Teams when you download the Microsoft 365 apps. Teams is a standalone application you download that differently. Alright, so that is in a nutshell how Microsoft 365 has evolved over the years. This is not a complete education on how everything went, but I just wanted to give you an overview of how things were and how things are now. And I'll see you in the next one.